Hello, I'm Bronwyn Longbourn, author of Custodian of the Spirits, the first book in the Valley of Heart's Delight series. The Valley of Heart's Delight is another name for the Santa Clara Valley, which is today known as Silicon Valley. Here's the cover of the book. Set in 1857, Custodian of the Spirits tells the story of Fiona Lenehan, a young single mother traveling west with her two children, 8-year-old Caleb and 3-year-old Maggie. They're part of a wagon train being led by Keir Moran, who has become Caleb's idol over the course of their months-long journey. Their destination, the Valley of Heart's Delight. Claire Moran is Keir's mother. She and Fiona have become close friends. In this excerpt from Custodian of the Spirits, you can see the kind of trouble 4 curious little boys can get into during a break from traveling. Maggie was playing quietly with her dolls, most of them made from carved wood, grasses, and twigs. Caleb had disappeared. "Where's Caleb?" Fiona asked Maggie, drying her hands on her apron. Maggie shrugged. Fiona scanned the camp but saw no sign of her son. Caleb and his trio of friends had gone exploring a few yards outside the enclosure. There they came upon a moldering carcass of a cow at the edge of a watering hole. One of the boys kicked its bloated belly. To his delight, it sprang back, like the membrane of a drum. Amidst giggles, all the boys kicked the carcass, each one taking a greater running start to benefit from the bounce. It was better than jumping on a bed. It became a competition to see who could run the farthest and fastest at the cow and who could gain the biggest bounce. When it was Caleb's turn, he had the best running start of all. But when he hit the cow's distended belly, instead of bouncing, his head broke through. He disappeared into the muck up to his shoulders. The boys screamed. Caleb's arms and legs flailed. "Get him out!" one of the boys yelled. Fiona heard their cries. "Stay here," she instructed Maggie as she ran toward the commotion. She arrived to see Caleb sputtering, his head and shoulders covered with rotting guts and dung. The smell was overpowering. Caleb blinked, his startled eyes bright. Fiona pulled him into the watering hole. She sat him down hard and began scouring him with her bare hands. It was a rigorous exercise from mother and son. "Spit," she ordered, wanting him to clear his mouth of the horrid mess. A bystander handed Fiona a cake of lye soap. She scrubbed her son, furiously washing away the muck from every orifice. She removed his shirt and abraded it, her anger showing in the rough way she wrung the garment. No one said a word. Caleb stared at her, his eyes wide. It was the cleanest he'd been in weeks. Another woman took her cow-bouncing son by the ear and led him into the watering hole, washing away the splatters of grime. Without exchanging either word or glance, Fiona handed her the soap. 2 other mothers followed suit, and soon the pack of explorers had been reduced to 4 little boys scrubbed raw in front of a growing crowd of onlookers. Fiona finished with Caleb's shirt and handed it to him. "Now go to the wagon and stay there until I say you can come out." He nodded and made a beeline for the wagon. Fiona regarded the thin layer of slime on her dress, apron, and forearms. She sighed with frustration and relief. Fiona looked at Claire. "You can laugh now," the older woman said with a twinkle. Fiona reached up to wipe her brow with the only clean spot on her arm. The group of women burst into laughter. Fiona saw Keir on horseback in the distance, taking in the scene. She felt him watching her. As the company was harnessing the animals and preparing to travel, Keir rode past Fiona's wagon. Caleb was sitting inside the back of the wagon, leaning over the closed tailgate. "How's the cow?" Keir asked, his serious demeanor becoming a crooked smile. When Caleb knew he wasn't being reprimanded, he smiled back. "You'll never kick a dead cow again," Keir said over his shoulder. The boy grinned. Thank you for listening. You can find Custodian of the Spirits on the Wild Rose Press website and at Amazon, Barnes& Noble, and other booksellers.